Sorry. Okay, good morning. I don't know, good afternoon. It's super early. Some other place if it's 10 a.m. here. Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining. I think mostly good morning or maybe good afternoon or good evening now in other places. So thank you so much for joining for today's session of Gemini Nexus, the Agentverse, organized by Google Developer Group on campus UTM and partnering with Google Developer Group Georgetown. So today's session is deploying your agent to your mobile, and today's session is the last session, but no worries. Even though today's session is the last session, tomorrow after this session we will start our hackathon, 24-hour one, and after that we will have some side quests. So about the side quest, I'm gonna mention about our hackathon finish, but yeah. So today we have Mr. Ali with us. He is AVP Mobile Engineer at Astro. So without further ado, I would like to pass the floor to him. Welcome, Mr. Ali.
Hi, welcome. Thank you, Samuel. Okay, first, I think let me share my screen first. I also share the GIS link in the chat. You can try to access the link and do the step on the first step, step 0 for the setup. And yeah, maybe we will start the workshop in the middle, maybe after 30 minutes or 1 hour, let's see. And yeah, wait, let me share my screen. Okay, hopefully you guys are able to see my screen. Yeah. Okay. There is a lot of things I want to cover in this session, but since will be your final stage, the final stage to get ready for your AI agent that you built in this past. I mean, you have the training in this past two weeks, I guess. Then now the final stage is how you make your model, your AI agent, ready for production, ready for user to use. That's why the title is From Server to Screen and Ship Your AI apps to all platforms. Okay. Later we go into more detail how we're gonna do it, because there is so many ways how we can shape our AI. The one that we will discuss and I will present is one way of it. And first, I think the introduction, like Samuel already mentioned, my name is Aldy. Currently, I'm the mobile engineer at Astro, and I live in Kuala Lumpur, so I think I moved here around 8 years or 9 years ago. Yeah, so it's already almost 9 years here in Malaysia. So far, I like in here. In these 9 years, I only go back to my hometown only two or three times. I think 2 times. Yeah. Okay, so what I do is on the day, mostly I talk to my team, of course. And on the night, mostly lately, do talking with AI agent a lot. Okay, without further ado, let's start. I think I already shared this link on the chat. So please follow that one, follow the link, and do the step in here. So basically, in summary, for this session, we gonna the big picture. What is the tech stack that we gonna use is gonna use the Flutter for the front end, and we gonna need the Docker, Dart of course, and server pod. Also, I already prepared the very simple ADK for our project. And later in this SDK, you can put your key that I think Samuel already post also the link in the chat. You can redeem and use the key. I think I no need to explain how to redeem the key, right? I mean, in the previous session, you guys already do it a lot. But if want to just keep it simple, can go to aistudio.google and then just create the API key from there. Also work. Okay, so I think I want to do the recap first of your journey this past 2 weeks. If I can categorize, maybe it will be 3 categories. So first you learn, I think the first week and the first week, I think you guys learn how do the foundation, build the AI agent using the Google ADK. I think the great session by Yong Kang, right? Yeah. And also how to do the inject the MCP, how do the agent to agent, and also giving the capability, the important guardrail, and also the multimodal. We can inject the data from anything. And then the interesting part, personally for me, is the intelligent part, how we sanitize the data from every source and how we process the data and give to the AI, to the LLM. Also the RAG, the connecting agent to knowledge, because I think the main problem is because the model that available in the market out there is not always up to date, right? So the RAG is very critical way how to keep up with all the trend and all the data. And also the yesterday, you guys I think already have the session of multi-agent swarm. Now with all of this thing, I think one question still remains. We know how to build the agent. You guys know how to build the agent. You guys all learn from the expert already, but how we deploy them to the real application? Because we cannot just, hey, this is my model, you download the source code, and then you run ADK web, and then you can try it. No, right? So, I mean, we still need to do build some apps or web to make our AI or ADK accessible for user. Okay, and maybe the question remain why we in this presentation I use the Flutter. It's just simply because it's also supported by Google, even though maybe every year you will hear Flutter is dead, but it's still support until now. So don't worry about that. And also all of this advantage, like very easy to build an UI, especially if you come from Java developer or from Kotlin. And also if you come from JavaScript, it's also the transition quite easy. And you can build to iOS, Android, web, and also desktop app, macOS, Windows, Linux, if needed, and all using one source code with same UI in every platform. Also have the high performance rendering. I think you just can try all the Flutter apps in the market. The performance is quite good. especially on iOS. So yeah, can try. And the development cycle also faster compared to you build from native. I come from the native developer, Android, iOS, and when I move to the Flutter, it makes my development experience is much more easier. Okay, and also not only front end, we also need the back end in our apps. Why? Why? First of all, is why we need the back end. Why not just we build the front end and then we call the ADK directly from the front end. That's also work. It's work, but it's not safe and it's not ready for the real production app. Because in the real production app, you still need to observe, you still need to apply the security, you need to do the rate limiting, control the costs. You don't want, and when we publish the app and then suddenly the billing become huge, right? It's become spike in the billing. So we don't want all of that. And also there is a risk of the API key being exposed if really put the API key in the front end. And it's hard to do the agent that know you. In terms of, let's say, you want to learn the user behavior, then if you want to improve based on that, then you need to update the app. And the problem with update the app is once your app is in the market out there, you have to update. There's still a lot of user not gonna update the app. So better front end side, just keep as dumb as possible, and back end do all the responsibility. Okay. Now, how we do the AI development in general? I think we all start from the prompt engineering. So we try the prompt and then give to LLM, and then we see if the response is like what we want or not. And then it's come to agent system. There is reasoning and also with tools, either search from Google, from the rack, or from any other data, give to LLM and back with the response. Now, after the stage 2, we done build the AI agent in ADK, maybe test on the ADK web. Everything good, then it's ready for the production system. So how is in general, I think will be user accessing the apps or web. Web or apps will talk to the backend platform. Backend platform go talk to agent system. It can be from ADK or other, and the agent system who can communicate with the LLM, and then back to backend back to the app. And app, of course, your to user. Okay, so now the backend part of it, because really we need to do the backend, right, for our AI system. So in here, we're gonna use the server pod. So the server pod is built with Dart. It's the same language as a Flutter. Is specifically designed for the scalable architecture. And also one thing that important I need to highlight is makes your development experience is much more faster and easier. It's free, open source. You don't, you use the source code, or if needed, or you integrate your apps with the server pod, you can host in Google Cloud or at AWS or at the server pod cloud. That's all. You only need to pay for the running the server cost only. If your user become high and you need to scale, that's when you need to pay extra only for the infrastructure costs. It's very transparent, no hidden cost at all, this open source. And also by default, it support the data streaming. That's the one thing that important if we want to build an AI agent, because the AI agent, for now, either we speak to the AI or we type it, we chat. So it's very helpful. The server part support the data streaming also. So to make the to make apps that can chat apps is more easier to implement. And also the background job and scheduling is supported by default. So if let's say daily you want to fetch some data from maybe from analytic or from some API, then in the server pod, they will make us easier. You don't need to write manual cron script and run it somewhere. It's just everything inside your code. Server pod will do all the heavy lifting for you. ORM and ECREC. ORM, if you guys not familiar, I think the object relational mapping. So basically, when you want to insert something to the database, you don't need to write SQL query at all. So you just type the object, example, my profile, dot insert, give the object, done. And also easy to do the rack. I think the rack I'm not gonna explain much. I think Tarun few days ago maybe already explained a lot about what is the rack, right? And by default we can do also in the server pod using the Postgres SQL used by PG Factor. And then the backend setup, they made it very simple. You only need to run one script and then your backend infrastructure is up and running. And the deployment only need to run one command, and then your apps is live on the production already. So sometimes the people ask to me why we use the server pod while the gRPC or Open API also can do the same thing. And then here's just a simple quick metrics. I mean, why server pod is good for our use case. It's just work for everything. But the main thing is not yet work is when you build your backend in server pod, you cannot do your front end in JavaScript or maybe using React. That's one is not doable yet, but it will be coming soon. So when you choose the server pod, you tie to the Flutter for now. Okay. If you are not familiar with all of this term, I think we're gonna need another separate session because I don't think we can cover everything. To be honest, also cover the server and the front end part in 2 hours is almost impossible. So maybe the workshop also later just barely touch the surface, but I will share the complete project later in the end of this presentation. And then how about the performance? We already know if we using the Node.js, if we using Python with Django or anything framework out there, it's already proven. But I think no one here about server pod. How is the performance? So there is a good benchmark we can see in here from Sharkbench. Let's see the computation first. Because server pod is built with Dart, so we're looking for the Dart. So the time to do the computation. In here is the computation is like I do the looping using the same machine, and it's record 2.0 second, 08 second. Can look at the dot AOT. It's quite, I mean, it's not bad, right? The full list can look also in here. And then if we see to the web framework, is how they do the task when hit the API. So server port, let's see, server port relic, it can serve 9,433 requests per second. And the memory consumption also quite low compared to the other. Java, the oldest system that we know, is higher, but of course the memory consumption is famous to being very high. So in terms of the performance, I can say no need to worry about that. It's already proven to use on production. Okay. So in general, how we construct the server port with our AI? I think if the diagram overall will be like this, please ignore this one. It's a bit wrong. So from Flutter, from app or web, go to the user, type the message come to our backend system. So in here, we process the user session, we do who is this user, and then we can optional, we can do the prompt generation if fully integrated with server port. If you are using the ADK, then the prompt generation or the user data handle processing maybe will happen on the ADK part in here. But basically the idea is server port will call the ADK or the Gemini AI, and then the Gemini will return the response, and then from server port back to the apps. Okay. Now I think let's do the quick workshop for the first one. How we call the server port from the Google ADK. So in here, I already prepared the ADK agent service in Python. It's very simple one. Have the root agent, have the movie recommendation agent, and the movie detail agent. So what we're trying to build is the movie recommendation AI, where when you ask, can you recommend me some comedy movie, then they will return with the result. And then I think let me see if okay, let me try to open my Python. Okay. So it's very simple. Have a 1, 2, 3 agent. Maybe I will try to run it first. Hi, any good community fee? Transfer to agent, and then yeah, it returned the 5 movie, and it's quite the old movie. Yeah. So that's the AI agent that we gonna use in the Python side. Okay, and then that's the AI agent that we will call from our backend system. And then how to call from server port in general, if I can say quickly, is from Flutter, again, send to server pod will orchestrate everything, handle the authentication, and the Google ADK as the agent runtime hosts the agent and will come to Flutter app. So if we backward then from Gemini, from the LLM, go to ADK, ADK go to server pod, and server pod open the stream builder back to apps. So now the question is how server pod and ADK do the communication. I think ADK has already provided a lot of options, but in here we're gonna use the streaming SSL SSE response, and later on the server pod we just run call the API, and then we send the JSON body that contain the user message. Later, the ADK will route to which agent, and then it will back from when we call the API, we will get the response, and server pod will relay the agent to the front end.
Excuse me. Uh,
Yeah.
can I interrupt?
Yes.
I cannot find. It says the repository is not found.
Oh, the Python is it?
The movie recommendation ADK Git is not found.
Oh, sorry. Let me check quickly. Is it private? Oh, yeah, it's private. Sorry about that. Let me make it public first. Okay. Give me a sec. It, let me try opening here. Okay, you can try to access again. Hopefully, all is good. Okay, I think mentioned also on the GIS, we're gonna to run the ADK, you need a Python 3.13, of course, and then just do the UV sync or pip, PIP, and then put your Gemini key inside the env environment inside it here. Oh, I think I exposed my key. Is it? Okay, I need to change this. Okay. Okay. Any question before we continue? Okay. So the project preparation is basically is the one that I written in the step 0. So to start this project, we need the Flutter app. How to check is just run the Flutter Doctor in your terminal, and we need the Docker. So make sure you have the Docker installed on your machine.
Wait, I'm using like the Visual Studio Code. But
That also work.
I tried to download the server port, the Dart. I tried to download the server port and the Dart, and then also the Docker and Docker DX, including the Flutter. But all I could see, but when I tried to put all this code, I cannot see it. It has an error.
Maybe can share what is the error. If I know, I can help.
Okay, this one.
Okay, let me change. This is when you try to run the Python, is it?
I use the Visual Studio Code terminal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I mean, is it when you have this error when you try to run the Flutter apps? I mean, the Google ATK project?
Yeah, I tried to use
Okay.
Google Gen AI and then I put in my Google API key and then it says object not found.
Can you check if have the environment in your project?
Where's the environment?
You can go to the file list. Dot,
Files?
yeah,
Uh,
.env.
file? Pardon?
Have you cloned the project
I
already, right?
already found the whole thing.
Okay, but I didn't see in the Explorer. Can open the folder maybe?
Where's the folder?
Uh, in there, yeah, open folder.
Open folder?
And then you open the project that you cloned before.
Where's the where's the program files?
When you clone, it must be saved somewhere.
Git and then where's it?
Okay, maybe can try to clone the project again or
Found
clone the repository.
okay. Um already existed.
Okay, maybe can check dir what is in Windows. Can you able to find where you clone the project? Or maybe just open the folder and see where is it.
User wait, where is it?
Open folders.
I already opened folder.
Already open folder, but the folder, okay, maybe you can open your Window Explorer and see if the project is there.
Which one? This PC and then where's it?
I only see your Visual Studio, so I'm not sure. The first thing we need to do is find is where is the location you download your code. Or the other way, you
Here?
can try to
Is it here?
can try.
Yeah, it's here.
But I see no folder found. That's why I'm not sure.
Uh, Sorry, I think it's right here. It's just that
We cannot see your screen. That's why. Yeah, we can only see the VS Code interface.
Mhm.
okay. I think I already find it. I already found it. It's right. Okay, where is it? How am I going to get this thing off? Um. Here, over here. I think it's here, right?
We only can see your Visual Code, so I cannot really tell much.
Yeah, you need to share your screen. We can only see
Okay.
your.
Now, yes, we can see. Can you go to the movie recommendation agent there?
Oh,
Yeah. Yes, I trust. And then open your terminal and just run the ADK web for try.
What the heck? Where's the terminal? Where's the terminal? The moment I come here, the terminal is gone. Where is it?
Go to view, then you maybe have the terminal up there.
Command?
The last one.
Oh,
Control plus.
okay.
Yeah, can just try ADK web and see if able to run or not.
Okay. I'll try. Please. I hope this won't work. I hope this works.
You can replace your
Google.
Google Gemini API key.
I need to. I already did. It's just. Oh, still haven't.
Have you tried to activate the virtual environment?
Pardon?
Yeah. Okay, so to able to run the project, you need to activate the virtual environment.
What activate? What? I don't know what language you're saying.
The Python virtual environment. So you need to run it first. You need to activate the virtual environment.
How do you do it? Is it pip install what?
You can follow the step of number 1, run Python ADK project.
Where? Oh, okay. So this whole thing I have to run this thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Maybe we can continue first.
But it's not working because you're. Never mind. I'm sorry. I just lost my temper.
It's okay. We can do a troubleshooting after our session is finished. We're completely fine. We are here, no problem. We will start our next step at 2 p.m. So we have plenty of time in our hand, no problem.
Okay. I know it's a bit hard because we need to set up everything. We need to set up the environment. And if you are not familiar with the Python before or not familiar with the Flutter, then it's gonna be tricky at the beginning. By the way, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. What time now? Okay, I think we can try. Maybe it will be very quick, but if you guys have any blocker, we can always discuss after the session finish. I will help to troubleshoot the issue. Okay. So first is how we run the server pod project is by make sure the command server pod is there. So if I open my terminal, the command is just server pod create server pod ADK. So the server pod ADK in here is the project name. You can make any name or your project, and then it will run the script. Please ignore all of this. My machine is a bit different, but if you run on your machine, you should not to see all of this error. And the second part is we run the Docker. So Docker is something like the environment isolate for our development server. So you're not gonna develop in your machine directly, but we make a Docker as the container isolate from your machine to set up everything. So when we install the Docker and start the Docker, they gonna install the SQL DB, the PostgreSQL inside your Docker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just can see.
When you are still sharing your screen, so we cannot see the presenter screen right now because it's too small. All right, now we can see your screen.
All right. Okay. Now the command for Docker, again, we need to verify if the Docker is installed or not. And the command just go to server and up the Docker compose up. It will create all the necessary DB that we need for our development. And then we start the server, run the Flutter app. So first, let's see. Let's try it. I'm using the visual, I'm using the IntelliJ. If you are using the Visual Studio, also can. Okay. So in here is the project that we are just created from here. So when the moment you create the project, it will make you the three sub-project, three module, which is the server code and the front-end code. You can ignore this one. This one basically is the bridge between the server and the front-end apps. But can completely ignore this one. And then let's go to our terminal. Go to the server side, the server directory, and then do the Docker compose up. I need to refer to here also. Okay. Now it will create all the DB and all the data that we need to start our development. And then we run the server code generate. Before I run this, you guys don't need to do this, but I need to do this environment. Oh. 1, 0. Let's settle this first. Okay. I think missing one step in here after the Docker compose. We need to do the dot bucket to get all the dependencies to download. And then we do the server code generate. And then it will generating the code. Later into more detail about all of this, it will be on the later slide. It will basically what it do is do all the magic that to compile to make the API, to make the DB up and running, and a lot of other things in the server code generate. And then we need to create the DB, the table, the data, and then last time is just run the project with the apply migration, and then done. Our server development is up and running. Now we try run our Flutter app. Flutter. And then I need to do the same thing like before. Okay. And Flutter update to get the dependency. And then just run from the code. Oops. It's gonna take some time to compile in the first step. Okay. While waiting, I explain how we create the endpoint first, how we create the endpoint and the DB operation in BASIC. So to create the endpoint, so the endpoint, like when you call the API, then it will process the data and return something, right? So it's just simply you create, oh, just running. Let me back to here first. It's just simply you create a class and extend to the endpoint. And then this one is in here we have hello and get user. So in the client side later you can you able to call the API onboarding client.onboarding.hello. It will, when you call the API from the front end, it will return hello, what is your name? Or when you want to get the user, this is how we server-bot do it. We call the user profile object .db find, and then it will return the result. Save also the same thing, user profile db update row, or if want to remove, then just delete. Or if you want to find with the query, find, later have the, we can pass the filter using where. And then in the Flutter side, we just do this one client dot onboarding hello world. It will go to here, it will show hello world. As simple as that. So in the Flutter side, in the front end side, if you are familiar with front end development, every time we want to call API, we need to set up the HTTP, how to call the API. We need to do the data parsing from JSON. We convert to object, to class in our front end, and then show to user. In here, when you get the user example, you no need to do all the serialization or data parsing anymore from JSON to object. The output directly is the object that you need. That's why, that's what makes the development cycle is faster. If we go to here, so okay, so the example project is up and running. If we take into the detail, let me open. So when you run the project, they will make you this as a sample. So the greeting, hello. And then in the Flutter side, they also provide the example of the greeting screen. How call is client.greeting hello. We call the API. And then we pass the text. So in here, if I put my name, send to server will return hello Aldy. I think we should able to see also from here. Okay. Now let me stop the app first. Okay, I stop the server and I stop the front end part also. Okay. Now we try to call the ADK from server port. I need to make sure this one running first. ADK is common. Run ADK API server. Okay. So we need to activate the environment first, and then just run ADK API server. This is on the Python side, and now the Python side, the ADK is ready to accept the connection. We go to here and we try to call the ADK. First thing we need to add the dependency of the HTTP call, HTTP package. Go to the server and obstack.yaml, HTTP, and object, get the dependency. Okay. And then can move to the next step. We create the object. So this is okay. Maybe I do create the folder first, so it's more clear. Chat. And then create the file. And then copy this. So this is like the API contract. What you need, the object that you need to call the API and receive the response. So in here, when we call the API, I need to send the object of the message and the session ID. And I'm gonna need another thing, another object to receive the API. So put it in here, chat chunk. And then also we create, this is where the part we call the ADK. And just copy all the code in here. Okay, so in here we call, we just import the HTTP package. And then basically we call the ADK API, which is in the local host. And we try to decode the JSON. This is for the create session. And when we want to send the message, then we just put the message in here. And then again, the same process, we stream the response, and then we process the response and send to front end. So we need to create the endpoint, of course, because our front end still need to call the endpoint, need to call the API in server port. So how we do is, like I mentioned before, we need to call the chat endpoint. We need to make the chat endpoint, and then just paste this code. This one, I think just simple fix. Okay. Okay, and if you observe, all of this object is red. That means we cannot find the object yet. So just always remember, every time we create the contract in YAML, then we need to run the server port generate. This is where all the magic happen. They will encapsulate everything, generate the code for you to insert to DB or to call the API, and everything. All do by the server port generate. Okay, all done. If we back to here, should don't have any error anymore. And basically the server side is done. Now we just need to run the server again. Apply migration. Done, and we just replace our greeting screen with our new endpoint. So basically the changes is only on the small part, which is in here. That's all. That's all the changes. And then on the Flutter, we try to run the project again. Now the moment when front ends call the API, in this case is we call the stream chat API, it will go to server port. Server port call the ADK return back to server port. Let's say any good horror movie. Then it will open the stream, the chat stream, and then it will go to the ADK. Should not here. Here. Okay. So the ADK will receive the query from server pod, and the server pod receive the message, and in the end is returned to front end. Here some horror movie you might enjoy. So this is the very basic thing that we can do to call the ADK agent. Now let me try to stop the docker first and kill all the project first. Okay. Later I will share this source code, the server pod Google ADK. So in here I just add some improvement a bit. So in this project is wait there, let me run the server. Google ADK. I start the Docker, run the server, and then run the Flutter. So if you notice in here, our prompt is when user query go to the movie recommendation, then it will go to here, and the prompt is mentioned start every response with hello username. So in this example, I also create the profile endpoint. So basically to save the user. So let's say this one the same thing. Any good community movie. Oh. I think the ADK is again, yeah, permission denied. I need to change the key. But never mind. I think in here when we change the name, let's say John age 12, we will see in the log of the server, the profile John is changed. I mean, the name is changed to John. And then in the endpoint, you guys can try later, when we construct the message and pass to ADK, we will intercept and add the username. So in this case, the username is John, and then it will return hello John. This is the movie recommendation for you, something like that. I need to change the API key because it's like accidentally exposed. Okay. Let me back to the slide first. I think we already covered this part, how to do the AI stream. And just quickly, how we do the factor DB. So in this case, let me give you the example of I need to call the API in the morning, every morning, to ingest all the data to our DB. In this case, it's the movie that, let's say, trending movie or movie that play in Astro. And then how we do is first, always we need to create the class, the contract, and then we specify the table, rec movie. The field will be embedding, fetch time, title, and etc. Later, the example will be more clear. And how to do the embedding is, in this movie case, we try to embed the title, description, genre, and path. So when we call the generate embedding from Gemini, it will return the embedding we save to our DB. In the factor, of course, movie db.insert row, movie rec, done. And how we query based on similarity is simply by doing this one. So we also embedding the user message. Let's say I want comedy movie, and then the embedding will try to match with the embedding that we put in our DB and find the distance, the similarity, and it will return based on what user. In this case, if comedy, then it will search through the table, have comedy movie, then return. We can limit also to only return 3. How to do the scheduling? Let's say I want to call this API every morning. So this is how we do it in server pod. Register the future call. So we prepare this one first, and then we try call API, or maybe call Google Analytics, or read some data from local machine, and everything can do. And we set the duration. Let's say the duration is 1 day, then it will run, do the processing in here every 1 day. The deployment quite easy. You have 2 options. You can do the Google Cloud deployment or server pod cloud using the cloud that provided by server pod. The easiest way is using the server pod cloud. You can activate login and then just run as cloud deploy, and your project is live on public. Okay, now I have a small use case that I will share the source code also to you guys later in this end of the presentation. How we build the movie agent, Astro movie agent, using server pod. So the main idea, we're not using the ADK, but everything we do inside the server pod. So the server pod will do the agent orchestration, have the multi-agent also, and also tools to call the trending movie API, and also have the logging and the analytic. It's the same process, similar process, but I think it's more clear if I run the project first. Give me a moment. Stop this Docker and start this one. Start. This one also, I think I present in the Google Dev Fest last year. It's the same app, but let's see. I will run this on iPhone. See if the server up and running. Okay. Okay. Waiting. Okay. So basically, same process like before. Flutter app makes the request. Server pod receive the request, and then inside the server pod we do the orchestration. Is user want query about the movie detail, or and just searching for any good movie recommendation or other thing. That's one happen on the cinema orchestrator. Later we go into more detail. This is the full architecture diagram. This one very small, so let me open it here. So from the client, it will go to the chat endpoint as usual in the server port, and then we do the orchestration. First, it will always go to plan agent. So the agent will do the plan validation. Is it valid? The guardrail, everything is happening here. And then after the planner agent know this is the query, let's say about movie recommendation, then it will pass to movie query agent to do the movie search. Or if user just any trending movie, then it will go to trending agent. And if specific any good movie in Astro, then it will go to Astro query agent. And then from all of this agent is still same. It will call pass to Gemini API. If specifically for the trending agent, because I believe the Gemini API is not update for the trending movie, it will go to the MDB API agent. Okay. And there is also other flow, like if user want to save the data, then it will go to just this part. I mean, save the user chat and the user history. This is the request flow in detail. So the use case, if let's say when use from the orchestrator, when user have the query, let's say I want any recommendation for good comedy movie, first of all, it will search in local DB first for any, if Astro have a movie, comedy movie. If no, then it will call Gemini. If have, then it will show the movie from Astro. Okay, I think it's up now. Oh, I have error. Oh, same API key. Oh, I need to replace my API key first. Okay, maybe continue first. And what is the agent execution pipeline is basically same thing like I explained before. It will go to all the recommendation and then stream to the client. And how we do the monitoring is all is happen in the server port inside. So if we go in here, have the apps. Let me try to run something again. Okay, so in here we can observe all the what happened in the server. It's just like we have the error here. We can observe from here. So later in the production app, you can easily do the monitoring from here. You can observe also the log and everything, what happened. And then for the slow query, like here also, we can observe and improve later in the future. And the most important thing, if we have the key, then I mean, if we have the error, then we can observe and try to fix from our end. Okay. Later, I will try to run the app, change the API key. But But before I jump into try to fix the project and show to you guys, just a disclaimer is if this apps, this movie recommendation apps is used in Astro, I can say is no. This is more to project outside the Astro. But in the background in Astro, we also use the AI. How we use the AI today is for the customer experience. If you go to the astro.com.my, they have the chatbot there. That one is built, integrate with the AI. And we also, for our internal tool, we analyze all the app rating as customer feedback. We have the weekly and monthly review summary. And also the interesting thing is the call analytic. Every time extra customer calling our agent, we record the session, and also we identify if our customers have the agent need coaching or anything that we can improve. All is using the AI. And they also do the content workflow. AI help them to give the idea for the content. But yeah, again, AI is not the technology, but in Astro we believe is human-led the creativity. So AI is more support us to do our job better and quickly. And all the content that we serve to customer is always follow the Astro strict editorial. Okay, so the hardest part for me when build the AI system is not how you build the model itself, but is how you build everything around the model. So how we do the session management, how we do the observability, implement the safety and guardrail, also the cost control. That's one is the hardest part, at least for me, when I build the AI. And I think when you run the project later, let me open the DB so it's more clear. Okay. So for the history of the chat of the user that I will try to run the project again later, we record all the chat history from user and from the AI. So if we observe something is not right, user type something and then the agent written not match, then we can also observe in here. And we have also implement the AI trace. In here, you can observe, analyze more detail. So when user query coming, we have the trace ID and also the stage is agent start to give some movie recommendation or is completely different. Suddenly in the middle of the chat is go to user info agent and suddenly go to the trending agent. We can observe in here. And we also have the confidence level. If let's say user asks about what I like to do when I'm watching, something like that. Then AI will consider this one as the user info agent. This is user info agent responsibility. And the confidence level of user is this query should go to user info agent is 0.5 as 0.9. So it's mean it's pretty valid. is matched with the user intention. But if we observe in here, the confidence level is slow, that means we need to dig deeper, what we need to do. And also the rack that I mentioned before, if we go to here, okay. So every morning when we do, we call the API, Astro API, and then we ingest the data to our local DB. So we embed, the embedding will looking like this. It's just a bunch of number that we're not gonna understand. But the idea is, let's say the comedy or thriller, more simple. Then inside the embedding, we put also the genre, right? And when we match the query will return, let's say, this 3 movie on the top, this thriller. Yeah, will return this particular row 3 to DB, I mean to server port. And based on this data, title, and then the description, and where user can watch, that's one we give to LLM. And then LLM will write in the human way conversation and return this is 3 recommendation movie for you. Something like that. Okay, so again, like I mentioned, the hardest part is not AI. Basically, it's just a prompt, not only prompt. On the background, we do a lot of things, but also the bigger part is the how we wrap and orchestrate everything, backend, Flutter, front end side to make the final product. Yeah, I think this is all the material. Let me paste in the chat. It's for the slide and also the sample project that we still have a bit. Okay, let me try to get the new key. Give me a moment. Let me move my projectors out so the key is not exposed. It's the key that I created before. I think there is some issue to create the API key also. Okay, never mind. Okay, so I think there is some question. Let me try to check. Google. Okay, so first, the comment that you need to. First, this is not a comment, but you need to replace your key in the environment. So please don't run this as a comment. But when you go to the ADK, when you go to the ADK in here, there will be the .env. Then in here you change to API key that you generated. And common. Maybe because this is I'm using the macOS, so maybe in the Windows is a bit different. So you can try to run separately or find a way how to activate the virtual environment. For this one, it's because unable to locate the Android SDK. You guys need to download the Android SDK also. But if only for try, you can always run on the web. So no need to run on the Android. The Android ADK not located. Okay. If one to run the ADK, then you can just go to Android developer, Android, and then can download from here. Or the simplest thing is download the Android Studio, and the Android Studio will handle of the download, the ADK, and other necessary things. And after that resolved, it should able to run. Yeah, correct. So this is all the script is for the macOS and Linux, I guess. But if work on the window, it will different script that I think I need to prepare next time if have this script for the Windows. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, I think give me a few seconds. I need to try create a new API key. Okay. Okay. Now I changed the API key already. So let's see how it's work. So in here in the sample of the project that you guys can access, in here this is how it run in the front end. So in here later you also can see how we do the session or how register the user and login. In here, let's say this is based on the recommendation of the user. User preference. Let's say in here, I just say my name is Jim. And then we need to tell about the favorite genre. Continue. Who do you want? Do you watch? Sorry, let's say alone. Continue. Movie, TV show, or both. Let's say movie. Continue. And then it's just a small touch to summarize user preference, give to AI, and then compose this message. You are about to have trial, blah, 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 and then ready to dive. Let's go. And then this one is changed to based on the genre of this user. So let's go try craving for solo adrenaline rush. That's fine. Okay. And like I mentioned before, it will try to search everything from DB first. So the sun of the neon night is in here. If we cross check is crime, because previously I think we select crime. So it's written the crime movie, which is the play in Astro, because have a watch now, and the other two should be from the Gemini. If we press watch now, I think it will open. Yeah, the movie where user can watch. And if let's say tell more quick, it will understand the request and it will go to movie detail agent. To share what is the John Wick about, because it's different from the movie recommendation, so it's handled by another agent. If let's say I ask about what is the trending movie, then it will go to trending movie agent and it will return the trending movie of this week is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So that's how we see. For the detail, I don't think it will cover in all in this session. But all the code I think is already there on my GitHub. Can try to download and try to play around. Okay. If you want to know more about the server port and how server will help you in terms of the developing the full apps from server to front end, then always can contact me, or if there's so many interest, then maybe Samuel can arrange something. Okay, I think, is there any question first? Didn't check the chat. To do the full scale, how to say, to explain everything in this 2 hours, I think is very hard to do. So maybe if we have a time for one day workshop, face-to-face would be better, I believe.
We will be planning one in future, inshallah.
If there's people interest or student interest in want to know more, then we always ready to help you. Or just message me in the LinkedIn, then I will try to support.
Thank you so much, sir.
Excuse me?
Okay.
I'm still trying.
Okay. Maybe you can share your screen again.